Hi, I'm here with some important information about what not to feed squirrels. Please share this video so that others can learn how to keep our bushy-tailed friends safe and healthy. We'll also have some fun squirrel videos for you at the end of this one. While it's perfectly fine to enjoy watching squirrels in your yard or park, there are some foods that can be harmful or even fatal to them if eaten. So before you start tossing out snacks to these cute little creatures, make sure you watch this video so you don't accidentally put them in danger. The most common food that people think is good for squirrels, but is actually quite bad for them, is bread. Bread is a highly processed food made from refined grains and flour. And while it may be a tasty treat for us humans, it offers no nutritional value for squirrels. In fact, eating bread can cause digestive issues such as bloating and diarrhea. But that's not all. When bread is left uneaten, it can rot and attract pests like rats and mice. This can pose a risk to the squirrel's health as they may come into contact with these animals or even worse, carry diseases. And if you think feeding them the crust will be a better option, well, think again. The crusts can contain mold, which can cause respiratory problems for the poor squirrel. Bottom line, leave the bread for the birds and opt for healthier treats instead. Another human food that may seem like a good idea to feed squirrels, but is actually very dangerous for them, is chocolate. Yes, we all love a good piece of chocolate now and then, but it's best to keep it away from our furry little friends. You see, chocolate contains theobromine, a compound that is toxic to squirrels. It can cause hyperactivity, tremors, seizures, and even death. Even small amounts of chocolate can be enough to make a squirrel sick, so it's important to keep your distance. The darker the chocolate, the higher the concentration of theobromine, so it's best to steer clear of all types altogether. Instead, why not offer them some unsalted peanuts or a nut mix as a tasty alternative? Speaking of nuts, let's talk about macadamia nuts. These might seem like a nice snack for squirrels, but they can be extremely toxic and even deadly for them. Macadamia nuts contain a natural chemical called hypoglycin. And while it doesn't affect humans the way it affects some other animals, for example, horses, it can be really bad for squirrels. Eating just a few macadamia nuts can lead to weakness, vomiting, tremors, and even seizures. If you want to keep your squirrel friends happy and healthy, it's best to avoid giving them macadamia nuts altogether. Instead, try offering them some unsalted peanuts or walnuts as a safer alternative. Now let's talk about avocados. They can be a healthy addition to your diet, but did you know that the leaves and pit of this fruit are toxic to squirrels? That's right, the leaves and pit of the avocado fruit contain a chemical called persin, which is poisonous to squirrels. Persin can cause respiratory problems, weakness, and even death. While the flesh of the avocado is not harmful to squirrels, it does have a high fat content, which can cause digestive issues if eaten in large quantities, so it's important to feed them in moderation. If you want to give your furry friends a tasty treat, it's best to remove the leaf and pit before offering them the flesh of the avocado. This way, they can enjoy a healthy snack without any harmful side effects. Corn on the cob may seem like a fun and healthy treat for squirrels, but it can actually be a choking hazard. The hard kernels can get stuck in their throat and cause them to choke. And let's be honest, nobody wants to see a squirrel choking on a piece of corn. Plus, the stringy fibers that connect the kernels can also be a problem. Squirrels can get tangled up in them and end up with an unpleasant mouth injury. To avoid any potential harm to these adorable creatures, it's best to remove the kernels from the cob before sharing this treat with them. This way, they can enjoy the taste of corn without running the risk of choking or injuring themselves. Alternatively, you can offer them shelled edamame as a tasty and nutritious snack that won't pose any choking hazards. Raisins and grapes may seem like a healthy snack for humans, but they can be harmful to squirrels. The high sugar content in these dried fruits can cause an upset stomach and diarrhea in squirrels. Not only that, but grapes and raisins can also lead to a condition called hypoglycemia, where the blood sugar levels drop to low, causing weakness and even death. While fresh grapes are generally safe for squirrels to eat, it's important to feed them in moderation and always remove the seeds first. Otherwise, the seeds can expand in the squirrel's stomach, causing an obstruction and leading to serious health complications. To avoid any potential harm, it is best to stick to other treats that are specifically designed for squirrels and do not contain grapes or raisins. Onions and garlic may seem like a good idea to feed squirrels, but they can be harmful to these little creatures. The chemicals in these vegetables can cause damage to a squirrel's red blood cells, leading to a condition called hemolytic anemia. This means that the onion or garlic could destroy red blood cells faster than the body can replace them. This can lead to weakness, lethargy, and even death. Additionally, onions and garlic can cause gastrointestinal issues such as diarrhea and stomach pain. If you want to keep your squirrel friends happy and healthy, it's best to avoid feeding them onions or garlic altogether. Instead, opt for other treats that are specifically designed for squirrels and do not contain these harmful ingredients. Candy, especially chocolate, can be very dangerous for squirrels as it contains theobromine, which is toxic to them. As we mentioned earlier in this video, this can lead to hyperactivity, tremors, seizures, and even death. But even candy that doesn't contain chocolate can be harmful to squirrels due to their high sugar content. Consuming too much sugar can cause obesity, diabetes, and other health problems in squirrels. Plus, the artificial colors and preservatives used in candy can also be harmful to their health. To keep your squirrel friends safe and healthy, it's best to avoid feeding them candy altogether. Instead, offer them healthier treats such as unsalted peanuts or a nut mix. And now for a fun fact. Did you know that squirrels can't vomit? It's true, their digestive system doesn't allow them to vomit. So if they eat something they shouldn't, they can't get rid of it. This is why it's important to avoid feeding them harmful foods in the first place. Otherwise, they may end up getting sick or even dying. As you can see, some common human foods can be harmful or even fatal to squirrels. It's important to know which foods to avoid feeding them so that they stay happy and healthy. By following the tips in this video, you can help keep squirrels safe and prevent them from eating harmful substances. Remember, just because something is good for us doesn't mean it's good for them. So be careful what you feed these adorable creatures. And please share this video so that others can learn how to keep squirrels safe and healthy. Before we wrap up, let's take a look at some adorable squirrel photos. Look at this cute squirrel munching on a nut, so cute. Here's another one playing in the snow, so playful. And this little guy looks like he just got a fresh haircut. Very dapper, and here's a photo of a squirrel family. Isn't it amazing how fluffy their tails are? Now let's watch a funny squirrel video. Look at this squirrel trying to open a door. So persistent, and this one is just too cute. Look at him scampering around. And finally, here's a video of a squirrel jumping from branch to branch. Isn't it amazing how agile they are? Thank you for watching, and please share this video so that others can learn how to keep squirrels safe and healthy. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for more informative animal videos. And check out our other videos which have a lot of interesting information in them. Have a wonderful day. Bye.